Welcome everyone to Love Your Imperfect Art Journal with me, your teacher, Sarah Gardner, also known as Juicy S of Juicy S Art. I'm a mom, a lawyer, an author, and a self-taught mixed media artist and teacher. And what I mean by being a self-taught mixed media artist is that I learned how to create mixed media art by playing in my art journal. I followed what I loved, what excited me. I learned from books, from YouTube videos, from taking online classes like this one, from artist blogs, and more. I learned by practicing. Through all my years of playing around in my art journal, I've experimented with lots of different media. I love my art supplies. They just give me joy. One of the things you may notice about mixed media art journaling is that the array of supplies available to you is pretty big. Part of what attracts me to mixed media art is the availability of so many different things to play with. I love being able to take several supplies and transform them into pages in my art journal. The way that I've presented the supplies in this course is in 3 different manners. First, you have a master supply list of some of my favorite supplies. Then, for the basic layers backgrounds, there are slides in each video that give you the supplies you'll need for that particular lesson. For the Watch Me Art Journal videos, I've provided a separate PDF that's a list of supplies and a step-by-step written instructions for what I did in creating those pages. And finally, for each prompt video, the notes will contain the supply list. Through my art journaling practice, I've learned how to let go of perfection, that voice in my head that tells me I can't do something or I shouldn't do it unless I can do it perfectly. Through the trial and error process of playing and learning in my art journals, I've come to understand that you can't do anything until you learn how to do it. And you can't learn unless you try. If I listen to that voice in my head, I'd never try. And my art journals are where I'm free to try anything. Something else I've learned is that it's the process of creating something that I love, not the end result, that gives me joy. This course is all about providing you with lots of ideas for how to add writing or words into your art journals. This course isn't really about what to write, although you'll get an idea of the types of things that I like to write into my art journals. Sometimes my entire art journal spread will be inspired by a quote. If that's the case, then the things that I add to the pages before I add the words will have some kind of theme or play into what the words are going to say. Sometimes that will be colors, sometimes it'll be marks, sometimes it'll be an illustrated element, and sometimes it'll be a magazine image focal point. Everything I add will be inspired by the feeling that the quote generates for me. So it can be a feedback loop of inspiration. What I'm writing can inspire what goes into the pages. Other times, I'll create a background and then go looking for images that seem to fit. And after that, I'll look for the sentiment that goes with everything that's there. You'll hear me refer to the pages in my art journal that I'm creating in as a spread. In book design and layout terminology, a spread is a set of 2 pages viewed together. When the book is open, you're looking at these 2 pages. In my altered book journals and the full-size blank journals that I buy, I often create a 2-page spread. Sometimes I'll create on just one side of the spread. That is 1 page in, say, my junk journals. This gives you an idea of all the different types of journals I'll be working in during this class. I worked in this 8x8 ELO sketchbook which has really nice mixed media pages to withstand all kinds of layers of media. This is a blank journal. This is my altered book journal. It's a book, a publication that already has pictures in it. So I can work with what's there, or I can cover it up completely to create a spread. These are a couple of my junk journals, and I have different sizes of these. The junk journals have art papers in them. These are papers that I've already put stuff onto so that when I go to start creating, I've got something to play with. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'll talk more about this in one of the basic layers backgrounds videos in this course. Although this course is all about the writing or words that we add to our pages, the way the course came together provided a lot of opportunities for me to share with you how I art journal in general. So you'll get to see, in some instances, how I create an art journal spread from start to finish, from blank page to finished spread. You'll learn a lot about my style of art journaling in this course. That is, you'll see where this process of trial and error has taken me. My style is very eclectic. I'm inspired by so many things, it might seem all over the place at times. One reason why my style is so eclectic is that it's very intuitive. It's not planned out at all. It's important to me to keep it intuitive because I want to stay on the right side of my brain as I create. Planning it all out is a left brain activity. In my art journal, I get to tune into my intuition, attend to what's in front of me in the moment, and make little choice after little choice until the pages come together. I'm an overthinker, so if I can get out of my thinking brain, that left side I was talking about, I can embrace uncertainty and create without judging every little choice I make along the way, worrying about how it's going to turn out. In contrast to my everyday life, where left brain thinking is dominant, I'm not in production mode in my art journal. Productivity is one of our primary focuses as we go about our daily lives. In my art journal, I don't have to be productive. I just get to play. When I adopt an attitude of playfulness and curiosity and don't worry about the end result, I'm able to ask what if. It's an experimentation. It's an adventure, and it's an exploration. It's freedom. And if I get out of my own way like this, I can get comfortable with uncertainty. I can get comfortable with not knowing how it's going to turn out, and I can accept imperfection. Creating in my art journal is a mindfulness practice for me because of all of this. I'm creating pages and new neural pathways in my brain. I'm seeing and thinking with new parts of my brain. And this is how I can feel less uncomfortable with uncertainty and embrace imperfection in my day-to-day life. I'm not as stressed out by the unknown, and I have faith that things will turn out because I've seen how it can happen in my art journal if I just let go. I reap benefits from this mindfulness practice, including feeling grounded, feeling happier, and just more myself. Love Your Imperfect Art Journal is organized into 3 separate categories of video lessons, and one of those categories is also separated into 3 categories. Here's how it looks. We have 8 different ways to start your journal pages. That is, to tackle the blank page. These 8 videos show you how I add a first layer to my art journal pages. I'm calling these lesson videos Basic Layers Backgrounds. The next category is the prompts. These 30 prompts are different ways that I've added words or writing to my art journals. The prompts category is organized into 3 different categories. First, we have making space, which kind of self-explanatory. It's some techniques for adding areas into your pages where your writing will show up. The second category is going direct, and that's pretty self-explanatory too. This is where we're just going to write right into the art journal. The third category is add-ins. These are pieces of paper or items that we write on and then add to our journals. Separate from the 30 prompts category is a third category, which is 10 Watch Me Art Journal videos. These show you from start to finish how I completed 10 of the spreads that I show you in the prompts. These Watch Me Art Journal videos will give you an idea of really how eclectic my style of art journaling is. In these Watch Me Art Journal videos, you'll see me create pages in my altered book journal, my full-size blank journal, and my junk journals. So it kind of goes without saying that this course is full of information. It's full of techniques and it's full of my tips. I talk a lot about some of my favorite supplies and supply you with lists of supplies. I hope that you'll enjoy trying out some of these or all of these techniques in your own imperfect art journal. And you can start wherever you like. Like I said, there are several categories of lessons. You can start by watching the basic layers backgrounds, or you can start with watching the art journal. It's up to you. Wherever you start, I hope that this course provides you with a lot of inspiration and that you will experience the joy of creating pages in your art journal that you love. I would love to see what you create. So join me in the Facebook group, post in the classroom, or tag me on social media with the handles I've listed above.